And let's segue now to another member who is very much into Halloween, Steve Bjork, and his daughter, Jean. They have the Scary Lane. So welcome.
Can I just also say, Steve and Jean, thank you. We are so grateful you've brought props. Look at these scary props they brought.
I can't wait to hear what we have. But so, Steve, welcome. And Jean, say hello, yeah?
Mm-hmm. Hi.
Hi. Don't be afraid. This is the easy part. The ghosts are the scary ones.
Right. Yeah.
So, Steve, talk about why, how long have you been getting into this whole haunting thing? Why are you into it?
Well, been doing it for quite a few years, a couple of decades. But I did take some time off because it's very difficult to do a haunt when you have an apartment or a condo. You can do a few decorations, but when you have a house, you can go crazy.
And the neighbors cooperate with you?
To a point. So the only complaint I've heard so far is we bring so many kids into the neighborhood, they run out of candy by about 7 or 7:15.
Yeah, well, that's not so bad, I guess.
But we also try to respect our neighbors. Everything from when we construct the haunt, there's a lot of carpentry that's involved in mine, and also the fact that we got our music, we've got a lot of traffic that does come through the neighborhood. We get a lot of drive-by trick-or-treaters.
That's great.
That just come in the neighborhood, do a few houses, and then take off.
Well, talk about what Scary Lane is, especially since Eric is a contractor and is loving the whole idea of a lot of carpentry involved. And you're going to give us some tips on how we can copy it. But first, as we're walking in, what are we going to see? What is it?
Well, when you walk up to the property, instead of seeing a house, and this was the main goal of building a facade of a ghost town. It's roughly 2 stories tall and about 20, 25 feet across. And it basically hides most of the front of the house so that when you walk there, you do see a ghost town. Ghost town complete with ghosts and skeletons and spiders and big webs and, of course, good old Boot Hill.
Good old Boot Hill.
How'd you achieve Boot Hill?
Boot Hill, I've been collecting different types of tombstones, been making some out of wood. I find the best wood material for most of my haunt has been cedar fencing. I just cut off the dog ear, use the board just as it is, don't paint it, don't do anything else, and I get the added advantage since it's cedar. I don't have to worry about bugs invading it while I'm storing it through the year.
Neat.
So a lot of the stuff you've done in the past, and you repurpose it then, huh?
Been repurposing ever since we started up with the ghost town. Right now I'm trying to add in a balcony that's new for this year. When you looked at it before, you really couldn't tell that it was 2-story. Now that there's a balcony that kind of divides the first and second story a bit. And the other advantage of that balcony, it's a great place to put those monsters.
Now, Jean, how old are you?
I'm 16.
So growing up with a dad who's really into Halloween, how was that been?
It was really fun because, he always gets into the Halloween spirit, and I always help him with the decorations. And it's just really fun to be around him during Halloween times.
Yeah, not so much the rest of the time though, huh?
No. It's fun. It's fun
all the time. Christmas is coming all the time.
No, I bet he gets really scary when you ask for the car keys on Friday night, doesn't he?
Well, when we come back, we have some props that you're going to illustrate for us, and you had a scary story, I was told. Yeah.
I don't know.
You don't know? I think you do.
Well, how about we just hear the story and then you'll decide if it's scary.
We'll decide if it's. Just give us a sample. Go ahead. Start right now. What is the story?
It's about this. It's about an urn that holds ashes of dead bodies.
Yeah, and what happens with the urn?
With this urn.
Yeah.
It says rest in peace on the front of the urn, but this urn's not holding anyone resting in peace.
Uh-oh. I'm getting scared.
This place is haunted. Leave now, you must.
All right, well... That was pretty creepy. We're going to have to hear that and see that again. Were you scared by that?
Thank goodness I'm wearing a diaper right now, because I am so scared.
We're going to learn some specific things that we can do, I think, without really being a carpenter, right?
Mm-hmm.
To make our front yard, our side yard fun, entertaining, for Halloween. So don't go away, Home Wizards, as we're talking with all these folks who are experts at Cal haunting. You're listening to Home Wizards. Eric Stormer, Cindy Dole. We're back in just a moment on KFWB News Talk 980. I think we've kind of activated the spirits. For the show.
Yeah, I want to hear the spirit of this scary snake
the urn?
that we have.
Oh, the snake?
Yeah,
We have all kinds of scary things here in the studio because we have the folks from Scary Lane. Steve Bjork and his daughter Jeannie are here. And Scary Lane is something that's been going on for how long, Steve?
It kind of started or renovated again about 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And it was more or less a traditional haunt. But as I said, I stepped it up again last year with the ghost town.
And when you say that, you say stepped it up. Look how he beams with pride. I mean, you're really proud, right?
Oh, yeah.
It must take a lot of pictures, and do you have a Facebook page?
Well, don't have a Facebook page, but I do have the website.
Good.
And I do try to post stuff in there. Of course, we've been very busy with the building, so it probably needs a little bit of updating. So
and who's we? Who's helping you build this?
I have a buddy, Eric. He comes over with some of his skills, mostly carpentry skills.
That's not Eric Stromer that's doing it?
Oh, no. My friend Eric White.
That's a little extra.
I would love to have his skills over there. That way I wouldn't have to sit there and recut things so much.
That's correct, yeah. Measure 3 times, cut twice.
Of course, it's an old ghost town, so I guess maybe being sloppy would help it look better, too.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be perfect.
So for people who are just joining us, we've walked into your area, and what are we seeing and feeling?
When you walk up, it's coming back to the old west period of Whittier, California. And the ghost town facade is a very eerie place at first because you do see some skeletons hanging around. You've got the Boot Hill, the cemetery that's nearby there. And then as you start exploring the area, you will start running into giant spiders and a coffin where the guy's trying to get out. And we also have inside the facade, there's a bus. And you see him one time, he looks pretty good, and you look through another window and you go, he's looking at me. And as you start walking by, he follows you as you walk.
And you have the bust right over there. Why don't you hold that up?
Okay.
Right? This is kind of like the Haunted Mansion at Disneyland, Eric. Look at this.
Matter of fact, the key ingredient in this bus was done by a ex-Imagineer.
Huh.
And
so this is cool. It's a plywood box. It's about 2 feet by 1 foot. And then you've got this great negative cast of, is this your face?
No, it's a face that he created for this. But what makes the illusion work so well is it's backlit. There's LED lighting inside the box that bounces off aluminum foil that's wrapped all around inside, and it lights up the entire face. And when you're about 4 feet away, the thing just follows you as you walk through.
And its eyes, do they open?
The eyes don't open, but
that would be kind of
that'd
be cool.
Kind of cool.
But just the following is very. I can see just as you're kind of moving it here with our studio lights, it has the sensation of moving just a little bit. Yeah, it's following Eric.
It's definitely the traditional optical illusion where you're looking at this negative face, which is like looking at the inside of a mask. And your eyes see that nose going away, but wait a second, your brain says, no, that nose must be coming towards you.
Isn't that interesting?
And that's the basis of it. And it is just like the 2 busts that they have in the Haunted Mansion.
Very fun. And Jeannie, if you could please show us the urn one more time for people that might have missed it. Can you fire up the talking urn?
Sure, yeah.
Go ahead. It's scary because this is an urn that says rest in peace. But
they're not really resting in peace, though.
Cue the urn.
That's so weird because that's my door chime all year.
When we found this about a month ago in a store, there was only a couple of them, and remember?
It was. There was only a couple of them, and we decided that we really wanted this. We've never seen it before, and we thought it was a really amazing product, so we got it. Well, a few days later, when my dad went in the same store to look for the same product, they're all sold out.
And so this is something that you could have gotten at the store, but you were sharing with me on the phone, Steve, that when you're into Halloween, you've got to shop in advance.
Yeah,
because all the good stuff goes.
Yeah, if you're gonna, a lot of us like to buy from the store because you get to look at it, see what it's really like, and when the store opens, you've got to start shopping early because a product like this that's brand new, really nice, that everybody loves, well, that's the problem. Everybody loves it, and they're gone quickly.
It's a nice, what kind of a resin-made urn, and do you have that on your Scary Lane?
It'll definitely be out in the Boot Hill in Scary Lane with the other dead bodies.
So now show us the snake.
Yeah, let
the
me see
snake.
this crazy snake.
Well, of course, this is the Old West, and you got to have your rattlesnakes and like that. And it's got a nice little sensor that senses when somebody comes by, and when it does, it
makes a little noise.
It makes a little noise, but it also strikes at them too, and it's got nice glowing eyes on it, little rattler.
Let's listen to him for a second. Do it again. And he's got red eyes, yeah, and here you go. And this is something you bought in the store. Ooh. That's kind of scary.
Makes me feel like home yet again.
and they're not priced too bad. The snake is $25. The urn was $30. You do have to have a budget when you do your Halloween.
What does it cost to get you into a haunted front yard?
Well,
let's say a moderate-sized home.
That's the thing. It depends on how creative you are. A lot of haunters can go to websites and other places where they can show you how to use basic supplies that you have in your home to make, say, a giant spider. You take a trash bag, black one, fill it full of newspaper, or it's all crumpled up, and then wrap some twine around the bag so that you can make the different body parts of the spider, and then take black streamers and have that go out from the body for the legs.
Yeah, cute.
And you can make a nice 3-foot or 12-foot or 20-foot size spider for practically nothing.
So you have all these tips and tricks, and you also have, when you're a member of Cal Haunts.
How do you become a member?
Yeah,
of
how
Cal
do
Haunts?
you can basically get some of these things at discount, right?
Yes, when they do their make and take, you can get. They do a group buy on everything, so they get a discount from the manufacturer, and it can be pretty good savings there. But as far as becoming a member, for me personally, I did a lot of research on the web, and I've heard about the group too, and sent an email. And sure enough, I got an email back from a very nice lady, and she said, well, our next meeting's here. You come out to the meeting, they check you over, make sure that you're really into Halloween as you say you are, and they invite you to join the group.
They don't do full physicals, do they, when you have to go there? Drug testing, anything like that?
Psychological testing, I think they kind of do a little bit.
That sounds fair, yeah.
But I do have to admit, the thing that I found about Cal Haunts is it's a group of very caring people. Everybody is there to help somebody else and just have a good time with Halloween. We also look upon, when we're building our props and our displays and we're meeting with other folks about Halloween, we can extend that one day of year throughout the year. And that's a great thing when you love Halloween as much as we do.
And I think that what you guys do is magical. You know what I mean? It's the dark side of magic in some ways, but it's also, I mean, think of all that rush that we all want to experience on a roller coaster. We want to be taken to that edge or seeing a scary movie. And so you guys are doing it in a safe and fun way. You know, you're not hurting anybody. It's just fun to get scared.
I have to admit, my real reward, too, is on Halloween night and having the kids, well, scream, of course, but also you get the giggles, you get the things and like that. And one of our members very touchingly said, who just recently passed away, said that his fondest memory is the kids coming up and giggling as they're going through the haunt. And one child came up and hugged him and thanked him. And at that moment, it's almost like he should have been Santa Claus opposed to somebody doing Halloween.
Now, Jeannie, since you know all the tricks to the trade because you and your dad are doing this, you're working behind the scenes. And how old are you again?
16.
Do you ever get scared when you go to someone else's haunted house?
Well, most of the time I do. Like, when someone has a coffin and they raise it up with one hand, I'm freaked out. Like, I'm just like, especially when the coffin pops up like out of nowhere, it just like freaks me out. Kind of like when I was little, I used to be really scared of going on Haunted Mansion at Disneyland.
Do you sleep with your hand over the bed, or do you have to get under the covers completely? Like, can your foot or your hand be hanging out?
most of the time I have to be I have to be completely on the bed because if I'm just always afraid something is going to be on the floor and just like bam.
Jeannie, does when your dad like bursts out of the closet in a devil outfit, do you just go like, "Dad, whatever, who cares?"
That's her.
And will you be dressed up? Will you be in costume?
Yes, I'll be in, of course, appropriate costume. I'll be the sheriff of the ghost
good.
town.
So, and when does it open up? Is it open tonight?
No, actually, ours is just for Halloween itself.
Halloween night, which is a
And
Monday.
It's a Monday.
So you've got some work to do still, right?
Oh, yes.
And how do we find you and website or information?
Well, our little haunt is done out in Whittier, California, and the best way to find about us is scarylane.com.
Okay.
And a few days before Halloween, I will post the address of where it's at, and everybody is welcome to come out. Please be respectful of the neighbors, though.
Well, we want those neighbors to keep liking you, right? I think
Yeah.
I think that most times, as long as people aren't being abused, in terms of noise and crowds to excess, as long as everyone's showing respect, it's kind of a win for everyone, don't you think?
And no waterboarding.
No.
Other than that,
Waterboarding. Yeah, well, fun having you guys. Congratulations,
Yeah.
Good luck with Scary Lane, and I can't wait to come out and see it. Steve and Jeannie Bjork. And up next, we're going to talk with one more from the Cal Haunt who's got another really cool and creepy place. We're going to get some tips on how to make this yourself.
I can't wait.
Garage sales is a good start.
Yeah, sure is.
Yeah. Eric Stromer, Cindy Dole, you're listening to Home Wizards as the fun continues right after this on KFWB News Talk 980.